What is going on, everyone? Badger here. Should have like and sub, and let's get into this. Well, unfortunately, unless you're one of the 37% of people that actually finished Rings of Power, and no, I guess I won't go on calling it Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, because really, much like Disney Star Wars is Disney Star Wars and not actual Star Wars, this Rings of Power is Amazon's Rings of Power, not any sort of Lord of the Rings and any real canon. They've changed too much because of, well, sheer hubris. So just the beginning of the month, we had the showrunners talking about whether or not Gandalf is in fact Gandalf, or at this point, they're basically hinting he's either Gandalf, who shouldn't exist yet, or Saruman, who probably shouldn't exist yet. Either way, I mean, for me, who actually did finish this, just because at the time, even though I wasn't making videos about it, I wanted to watch along with the Nerdrotic watch party and watch FNT and understand the jokes. And the Stranger, because now there's a stranger in this, and there's the stranger from Acolyte. But yeah, this Daniel Wayman, he is the best thing about it, which again, low bar. So talked about that earlier, and we heard just a couple of days ago that much like the Mandalorian, I wonder if they took that from there. We will have female Elvin Smith, that of course is original, not from the books, because why would you adapt the already insane amount of detail Tolkien books and appendices when you can just make shit up as you go along? And speaking of making shit up as you go along, which is what was hinted at and what the fanfics went with, and now apparently will happen. And that's that, yes, we're gonna get Sauron and Galadriel. I can fix them. Yeah, we'll get romance, and then apparently seemingly an LGBT, because of course you got to get the LGBTQ plus. It's a fun fact of what that plus stands for. So you can see here, Lord of the Rings in name only. The Rings of Power Season 2 is going to continue its assault on J.R.R. Tolkien's work, and this time with actor Charles Vickers and showrunner Patrick McKay confirming that it will feature romance between Galadriel and Sauron, and McKay also seemingly confirming that the show is going to feature LGBTQ plus characters as well. And of course they are. Of course they are. Even though, if you know anything about Tolkien, you know he was a staunchly religious person and also a period of his time. So probably was not too fond of really anything that would be listed in the Bible as a mortal sin. Here at Hall H, San Diego, which I was there, not at Comic-Con, even though I could have gone, but for reasons had to deny the pass. Anyway, actor Charles Vickers, who plays Sauron, who, yeah, is coming back, also played Halbrand, and now is coming back as Sauron, and then his giver of gifts persona, where they just put a wig on him basically, and yeah, he's the only elf that actually does look like an elf, so at least there's that. So yeah, alongside showrunners Patrick McKay and JD Payne, who called people who criticized the show Yahtzees, as well as Galadriel actress Morfydd Clark. So sad I missed her. Were asked if the show's second season would feature more of the romance between Galadriel and Sauron, and of course, only these people would consider what we saw romance. Vickers responded, "I think there is hope. What can we say?" McKay then encouraged him, "Say it, say it." Vickers then stated, "Yeah, I think we will." So yes, we're going to get all those shipping, much like, oddly enough, much like the toxic relationships between Chimere and Osha and the Acolyte that everyone was shipping. Now we've got Galadriel and Sauron. Painful. You see, just to be clear, Galadriel never had any kind of romantic relationship with Sauron, and I didn't need them to confirm that. But yeah, just confirming that no, obviously she's married to Celebrimbor, or Celeborn. Celebrimbor was the other one. In the Silmarillion, Tolkien wrote, "A queen she was of the woodland elves, the wife of Celeborn and Doriath. Yet she herself was one of the Noldor, and remembered the day before in Valinor. And she was the mightiest and fairest of all the elves that remained in Middle Earth." And I know when you think of Morfydd Clark, you think mightiest and the fairest. And I know I'll try. Remember her riding that? Oh, there you go, riding the horse and the smiling. So great. This is an anathema to Tolkien, who made it clear that Lord of the Rings was a fundamentally religious and Catholic work, unconsciously at first, but consciously in the revision. And he said that in a letter to a priest. And of course, it wouldn't be that Park Place article without quoting either the archdiocese or, in this case, the Catholic Church. So thank you for that. Yeah. Just more, if you were wondering if maybe, because we're seeing the timeline correct itself in some areas. So if you were wondering if it's possible that they heard everyone's complaints and that Rings of Power is suddenly going to be amazing and faithful, no. Still going to be shite. I'll still cover it, Disbrew. I'm sure all the people will be covering it, and because no one will be watching it, and that'll be about the sum of it until, well, we'll see if they get a third season. Anyway, make sure to like, share, and sub. If you have done that, thank you. If you're going to do that, thank you. And well,
bye.